From the precious months before your baby arrives, through infancy to preschool, parenting is world-altering, challenging, and ultimately indescribably rewarding. Parenting is also multifaceted, which is why Purity's evolved from only offering jarred food options to creating pouches, cereals, toddler snacks and meals, and toiletries to support parents on their journey. Today I'm joined by not one, but two familiar faces, parenting bloggers and mums. Please welcome Rebecca Badrodin and Ayanda Rathete. It's so good to be with you ladies again.
Thank you, Kim. It's good to be here.
Rebecca, I'm going to rope you in first. With 4 little ones, I'm convinced that Purity's been with you from the very first sponge bath till now. My personal favorite is the sulfate and paraben-free baby shampoo and body wash. But tell me, what's your go-to toiletry?
So I think the one that I've always used is the aqueous cream, and it goes back to when I was a child and I was bathed, with eczema and skin issues. To bath in aqueous cream is meant to be the best thing for you. So that's always been my go-to from newborn and up is aqueous cream.
I agree with you. That's something that I was taught as well, and it's just beautiful for their skin. And while we're on baby and their wellness as a whole, Ayanda, I'm going to bring you into this. Tell us, going back to the cereals range, what is it that you learned about the cereals that you love most?
So I love convenience. I can't stop saying it. And I also just love the fact that they're gluten-free. And I just love the fact that I can mix around. I can make different consistencies. I just love them as a whole.
Agreed, Ayanda, and you can just add water or just add milk. We live in an age where we need the convenience. But staying on food, Ayanda, when it comes to your baby's meals and introducing them to solids, what's the one thing that you've learned that you can maybe give as a tip to parents?
Easy does it. You introduce your child to things slowly but surely. You get to different textures, different fruits, vegetables, so easy does it.
I've also found that sometimes if they spit out the food, it's not necessarily a reaction to the actual food itself, but more to the texture, that they're not used to the texture. Yeah. I found that quite interesting.
I agree with you, Rebecca, and that's why variety and texture in their diet is so important, especially as they're growing and developing. And what we've learned from one of our Purity panel experts, it's their tongue movement, that tongue thrust, which seems like, okay, I'm spitting it out. But Rebecca, on that note as well, when it comes to your little one and looking after them, who doesn't love the smell of freshly laundered washing? What is it that you love most about the Purity laundry range?
Baby smell, you gotta love it. So I personally, when I do washing for my kids, I always look at if the product has been approved by a dermatologist. That's the one big thing for me. And I want them to be as natural as possible. So no chlorine, for example. Purity has no chlorine. All of those factors can contribute to things like eczema or sensitive skin. So for me, I'm looking for a whole package.
I love all the information that Rebecca has just said right now, because I also personally love the fabric softener, because in my family, fabric softener is a big thing. It's a debate that's been ongoing. I love when babies smell like that beautiful baby smell from fabric softener, but everyone in the family is like, no fabric softener. So I love that this is so mild. I also actually use it for my own clothes because I'm so scared of wearing perfume sometimes, I
agree, it's good for the entire family actually, and yes, the smell is pertinent. And Rebecca, going back to the food now, as your little one grows, we head into that Purity Junior range, which is free of preservatives, free of all the colorants, free of all the nasties. What is it about that junior range that you love so much?
I think Ayanda also touched on it earlier with the cereals. It's convenience, that and the variety I think that they offer. Whether you want fruits, whether you want vegetables, whether you want some wheats in there as well. You've got it all.
You do have it all, and you can just help them explore as they grow. And Ayanda, we're sticking with the food. I think what Purity is most well known for, and for very good reason, is of course their jars and the meals for your little ones as you introduce them to solids. What do you enjoy most about the jars and the meals that come in the jars?
So again, on the easy does it theme, I love the fact that when you start off with the 6 months range, it introduces one vegetable or fruit at a go. And then as you transition to the 7 month and upwards, it then introduces more complex flavors. So I just love the fact that it helps mothers in knowing when to then introduce a different texture or a complex flavor, or keep it at one flavor at a time.
100%, and you touched on something really important, is that they are designed specifically for the different age groups as your baby grows, with your baby in mind, which is really important. And sticking with the theme of food, Rebecca, as your little one grows, we now get into that delightful Purity Junior range that's got the Purity Junior snacks and Purity Junior meals. What do you love most about that range? I know that it's MSG free from all the nasties like tartrazine and preservatives, but what do you love most about that Purity Junior range?
Absolutely. Aside from the convenience, I think I love the sauces. So, I mean, guys, pasta, you know, let's all be honest. Lunches, suppers, it's one of the things that we make the most with toddlers. And to know that the sauces have a whole bunch of mixed vegetables in there already. It's quick, it's easy, it's convenient, it's there.
I love that you talk about the veggies that are in there already. One of, when one of my girls started school, a teacher said, hide the veggies, and now it's being done for us with the Purity Junior sauces, which is fantastic. Ayanda, as baby grows, they become more adventurous with their food. What do you love most about the pouches, which are such a great gap filler for babies?
I certainly love the fact that they're a gap filler in between meals. On the go, they are great as well. And they also give your child the opportunity to try out new flavors, to try out some dairy, like I said, more complex flavors, because there is such a big variety of flavors in the pouches.
And Rebecca, that huge variety extends, of course, to their skincare range. What is it that you love about the Purity skincare range for your entire family in particular?
Absolutely, and I always look for products that I can use on myself as well as baby. So the Purity range is all clinically tested, so that gives me a lot of peace of mind, but it's also paraben and sulfate free. And those are things that we're looking out for more and more these days.
I fully agree with you, Rebecca. That's precisely what everyone is looking out for in the range, and Purity does have it all. But tell me, as we wrap up, what is the one thing about the toiletries range that surprised you most?
I think the whole range surprised me, to be honest. It's so big, and I didn't expect it to have so many products. I mean, there's a nipple cream, there's a detangling shampoo, there's your baby products, there's your fabric softeners. It literally offers everything.
Rebecca, Ayanda, you mentioned now, Rebecca, the detangling shampoo. I absolutely love it for my girls. But thank you, both of you, so much for bringing your voices to the conversation. We love hearing from you, as do your communities. So thank you for being with us today.
Thank you for having us. It's been a pleasure.
Well, there you have it, moms. From the moment you discover you're pregnant to the time when you're first introducing your little ones to snacks, the Purity range has it all for you. As you can see, not only do Purity have an extensive range of products from baby to preschooler, and indeed products to look after the entire family, but we've also launched an exciting parenting app designed with you and your family in mind. Take a look. With medical doctors on call 24/7 in partnership with Hello Doctor, milestone and development tracking, and answers to all your questions from the Purity panel experts, the app is designed to walk this journey with you every step of the way. Head on over to purityapp.co.za and register now. Moms, from the moment you discover you're pregnant, from the very first nappy change to caring for the sniffles, from the very first introduction to solids to exploring tasty meals, Purity is with you every step of the way. This has been Parent Talk by Purity.